the best defensive midfielder, central midfielder in the world, in my opinion.
Kieran, your Arsenal team, of course, came up against that Barcelona side that was so brilliant. How important was Busquets to that success?
Oh yeah, he was instrumental. I mean, the thing I love most about kind of Busquets and a lot of that era with the Xavis and Iniesta was that you would see them in the tunnel, and they didn't look overly threatening physically, you know, as Ali was saying. And I compare them to teams like Chelsea or United during that time. You know, Vidic, Ferdinand, Rooney, Ronaldo, and then you had Chelsea, Drogba, Terry, Essien, Leboeuf just before that. And they just looked big and strong and fast, and it was intimidating. But these guys, they didn't really have that, but they were just so intimidating in their brain. They just truly showed that if you're that good at football, you don't necessarily need all of that, and that's what I loved most about them. Their football brain was just so big. They're always 2 steps ahead. Their balance, agility, technical ability, understanding of each other. I mean, Sergio, the way he had a 360 view of the game, it was just incredible. Of the highest level, a true great.
Frank?
What can I say? I think is the heir apparent of Guardiola. Guardiola was the first guy in the world, you know, leading the game from that position, when before the number 6 was what we used to call a water carrier. And Guardiola changed that position to the guy who sees the most and decides for everything. And Busquets was kind of his son. Cleverness, technique, also sometimes, you know, annoying with his tricks, playing with the ref, being a little bit dirty. He had everything in his tools, and he was for me one of the best midfielder at the time because of everything he could produce for Barcelona defensively, but also offensively. And as everybody mentioned, his body wasn't ready for that. Nobody could expect that kind of guy with that thin, you know, maybe tall but not strong kind of body could survive 15 years at that top level. And credit to him, because of that cleverness, because of that smartness, the guy did what he had to do, and hat off to that guy, because what a career.
Gab?
I just echo what everybody says. I think his intelligence, his selflessness, people forget, if you think back to, you know, some of the early Guardiola teams, when, you know, playing at center back, you'd have a guy like Javier Mascherano, who, you know, was a 5'9", maybe even smaller than that, midfielder, and both fullbacks would push up, and there'd be 2 guys left behind Busquets, and then Mascherano or whoever the other guy was, they would push up too, and in the end, you know, he'd cover that too. He had such an ability, I think, to cover spaces, to help the team keep their balance. And I'm talking, obviously, when the ball was at the other end of the pitch. Obviously, you guys all spoke about how well he moved the ball. And I think it was just a really, really big brain. I think the game has changed a little bit. I think Barcelona's approach has necessarily changed, perhaps even more so than some other teams. I think there's other teams you could go to and still be a major contributor. But, you know, in some ways, leaving Barcelona now on a high with another league title is the best decision for him, because given Xavi's approach, you know, I think had he stuck around another season, I don't think it would have gotten any easier.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.